a dentist chair, a healing hand, a life built up, a future plan. She stood beside him, heart held tight, didn't see the shadow creeping through the night. Sirens cut the silence in two, truth gets tangled in what we think we knew. They say it was a doctor from a love gone wrong, an ex-husband story, the papers run strong. If the charges speak and the courts decide, then jealousy crossed the deadly line. White coats, dark souls, secrets collide. An Ohio home where the innocent died. Two careers swore to do no harm. Now a house turned cold, no warning alarm. Friends say smiles, no signs of war, but pain like that don't knock the door. Love turns bitter, vows decay. Some hearts don't know how to walk away. Every headline cuts like a knife when trust becomes the cost of life. They say it was a doctor from a love gone wrong, an ex-husband ghost in the echo of a song. Allegations heavy, the truth on trial. Justice moving slow, mile by mile. White coats, dark souls, secrets collide. An Ohio home where the innocent died. If it's proven true, let justice stand for the lives that ended hand in hand. And if it's lies, let truth break through. Either way, the loss cut straight through you. No winners here, just broken names. Families left inside the flames. Careers built on saving lives, now torn apart by hate and knives. They say it was a doctor from a past that bled. An ex-husband chapter the whole world read. But the only truth that never lied is two good souls didn't deserve to die. White coats, dark souls, the line was crossed, and love paid the ultimate cost. Say their names, don't praise the crime. Let justice speak in its own time. In its own time. Ooh.
How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing good. Let's see here. Let me get this off the screen. All right. There we go. All right. I see we got Brian in the house. Stacy is here. Girly Girl's here. Noelle is here. Deb C's here. Yes, Brian, I saw pictures of your lady. She's beautiful. Love your doggy. So we're going to talk. First one we're going to talk about the Ohio dentist and his wife that were unalived, and now we're finding out that the surgeon ex-husband of the wife is the one who did it. So Brian says that he found, because I was a little confused, Brian, because I thought he wasn't certified, like he got his certification taken away. So I'm real confused about that. But anyway, says that I've been unable to find any patient reviews for this dude. Now, for those of you that don't know, Brian is retired, but he was, I'm just going to leave it at healthcare. He was in the healthcare psychological part. did that for many, many years. And so I could see where this really gets Brian and he wants to figure it out. Anyway, 12 years. Are you saying he was a doctor for 12 years? Is that what you're saying? He got the credential in 3 states. Let's see here. I kind of think his mental illness was late onset. Yeah, you know what's crazy is they were married from 2017 to 2019, right? And they just went to court over financial stuff. Am I understanding that right? Now, Journey told me earlier that she saw where somebody was reporting that they were in court over custody over a dog. I have not seen that. I've been kind of busy. I haven't been able to catch up a lot today. So if you know about that, let me know. But financial stuff, interesting. To be divorced that long and still going to family law, that's kind of crazy. Brian says if any of you are digging into this and you can help him out, he would like to know if you can find any patient reviews. And I do know how to get a hold of Brian. So let me know if you can find that. Let's help him out. Brian says California license and Nevada license and an Illinois license. Now, are them active or did he really have his certification taken away? I don't know. Really don't know. One thing I love about this small channel is everybody just showing love to each other. I think it's great. Love it to death. See here, I want to make sure that I said hi to everybody. Hopefully I got everybody. I think I did. Hey, Dan. I see Dan now. Brian wants to know why there's no reviews. Dan says, I've never heard about no shit ex-husband. He's a surgeon, the way I understood it. I'm going to play it for you here, what I have found. It's very sad. Big face killer, could be. Let's see here. Yeah, it is confusing. Brian says, rock my hands. I am asking you guys to check out his license, California. Okay, let me screenshot that. Okay. I'll dig into it for you tonight, Brian guy. We'll see what we can find. And anybody else that can help Brian out. Let's see what we can do to help him out. Okay, here we go. You're welcome. We love you, Brian. We love you. Okay, here we go. I didn't get any long ones. And we can discuss this however you guys want. I'll drop the link if anybody wants to come up on the panel. I'll let you do that too. Here we go. I found a local one. I decided I wasn't going to... Some of the YouTubers are all over the place. Okay, we're yesterday. Okay, and I'm the reason that they came out and said that the officer went to the wrong place. Really, who gives a fuck? I really don't give a fuck, okay? We just want to know the details of the case here. So I decided I wasn't going to use any YouTuber stuff, and I was going to go straight to Columbus and get something from there.
The Wyland Park community coming to terms tonight with the news of an arrest and the murders of a local dentist and his wife. Thank you for joining us at NBC4 at 11. I'm Delaney Ruth. Today, police have confirmed an arrest in the murders of Spencer and Monique Tepe. It's a case that garnered national attention. Police say this man, 39-year-old Michael McKee from Chicago, is responsible. He is Monique's ex-husband. McKee is in the Winnebago County Jail in Illinois after police tracked him down. He's accused of killing Spencer and Monique Tepe in their home on North 4th Street in Columbus's Wyland Park neighborhood in the early morning hours of December 30th. The couple was found hours later after Spencer did not show up for work at his dental office in Athens. Police found the two dead from gunshot wounds. 2 children under the age of 6 were found unharmed in the home. NBC4's Lexi Lepoff has the details around Michael McKee's arrest and reaction from the neighborhood the Tepes lived in.
This is the Wyland Park neighborhood where Spencer and Monique Tepe were found shot to death in their home. Now police have arrested Monique's ex-husband. Neighbors here say they're relieved.
I'm sure most of us are going to sleep better tonight.
A neighborhood on edge, now finally getting answers in the murders of Spencer and Monique Tepe. 39-year-old Michael McKee now charged and arrested for the crimes. Court records show he and Monique divorced amicably in 2017 after less than 2 years of marriage. they did not share any children.
It's just really heartbreaking. So I'm glad that we're getting justice for them, and I hope we get more justice for them.
An affidavit says Columbus police were able to identify McKee from neighborhood surveillance video. Just last week, police released this clip, asking neighbors to send any video they have. President of the Wineland Park Civic Association, Tanya Long, says everyone she knows in the neighborhood tried to help.
And people were wondering
I'm sure
how
it is.
this could happen to such a wonderful family that the neighbors had nothing but glowing things to say about.
Police then tracked a vehicle they say arrived at the Teppies' home on North 4th Street just before the couple was killed, and then left shortly after. That vehicle was linked to McKee. Police found it in Rockford, Illinois, Saturday morning, where he was then booked and charged with 2 counts of murder.
I hope that justice is served to the full extent of the law, to be honest, because there were babies left behind.
Amid the heartbreak, Long says the neighborhood is trying to find some peace. She says the association is doing everything they can to support the Teppies' 2 young children.
We want to start to focus on healing now. We want to be the kind of community that makes sure that everybody is okay.
The arrest comes during an emotional weekend. A funeral and a celebration of life for Spencer and Monique Teppie is Sunday. Local for you, I'm Lexi Lepoff, NBC4.
The family of Spencer and Monique Tepe are sharing a statement tonight on the arrest of Michael McKee, thanking law enforcement and the community for their tireless work, saying, quote, "As the case proceeds, we trust the justice system to hold the person responsible fully accountable. Monique and Spencer remain at the center of our hearts, and we carry forward their love as we surround and protect the 2 children they leave behind." In the early days after the Teppies were killed, there was speculation about whether Monique's ex-husband could have been involved in their deaths. Now, as Lexi mentioned, the 2 divorced in 2017. We've learned McKee went to undergrad and medical school at Ohio State. According to the obituary for Spencer and Monique Tepe, they both graduated from Ohio State as well. Reports show McKee is a surgeon licensed in Illinois and California, and he was previously licensed in Nevada. Now, he was listed as a surgeon at OSF St. Anthony Medical Center in Rockford, and OSF Healthcare says it is cooperating with authorities. McKee has no criminal record besides traffic tickets. He does have a court date scheduled for Monday afternoon, which is likely an extradition hearing to start that process of getting him to face charges here in Ohio. When news of an arrest comes,
Brian, did you get all this? Surgeon licensed in Illinois, California, Nevada, and then it has the name of that. Did you happen to get that?
the day before a visitation is
Actually, I'm going to link this. Let me link this article real quick. That way, if anybody wants to go check it out and get the stuff, you can. Just go ahead and link it.
scheduled to honor the couple. It's happening tomorrow at Shettinger Northwest on Zollinger Road from noon to 3 p.m. That's followed by a celebration of life at Duamici on East Gay Street in Columbus from 3:30 to 6 p.m. We first let you know of the arrest through a push alert from NBC4 through our app. We will continue to follow the latest on this case and bring you breaking news alerts as new details come out. Just use your phone to scan the QR code on your screen to download that app for free. Thanks for watching. For more NBC4.
Thanks for watching. There's also a link that Noel put in there. It's right to Michael McKee, has his number. Listen, am I the only one that was hearing other creators saying that his license was suspended and stuff? Because I'm not seeing any documents showing that the license are suspended. Real curious. Real curious. And yes, I saw Stacy had made a comment back here. Let me back up. So, how can MSN ignore? Stacy says, so he was the one out there walking around, did not want his face showed. I don't believe he was the one out there walking around. Now, somebody said, a neighbor said, had seen him. Uh-oh. Did you guys lose me? Let me see. Am I still here? Am I still here? Can you guys hear me? My computer just said all kinds of crazy stuff. Let me see if you can still hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay, you can. Okay, so Stacy says, so was he the one out there walking around? Did not want his face showed? I don't think so. Somebody said they thought they saw him in the neighborhood like a week prior, but they're saying how they caught him is the vehicle he drove was on the cameras, like several neighbors' cameras, and him showing up shortly before the unalivings and leaving shortly after the unalivings. That's what I've seen. If I'm wrong, please let me know. My computer keeps shutting down for some reason. I don't know what it still is. Rock, am I nuts? That's not weird. You're not nuts. Not nuts at all. That's right. Okay. And there's where Noel shared that. Dan says, this case is weird all around. Yes, it is. Brian says to Stacy, for some reason, I don't think that is him. You know, I was watching Survive the Survivor, and I really like Jeff that goes on there. I think he's a really good guy. And I like his output on it. I watched it late last night, too. He said that the guy in the picture to him, now remember, he's a homicide detective, retired. He said the guy in the picture looks too big to be the ex-husband. That's what he thought. That's what he thought. Let's see here. But thank you for asking. I could be wrong, too. I'm just going by what I heard. Listen, when YouTube creators start fighting back and forth, then I just won't even watch them no more, because I'm just not. Who cares if you were the first one or whatever? Who cares? I'm not going to get into all that drama. I haven't seen Survive the Survivor doing any of that. Noel says, I never heard that. Okay. I feel validated. You agree? Yes. Yes. Hey, Tina King. Good to see you. Welcome in. I don't think I've seen you in here before, but we're glad to have you. We're just a small channel. We're a good little family here. We all get along. We enjoy each other, and we're just glad to have you. Let's see here. And that's what you heard too, okay? I dig them. Hey, Brian Rambles. It just, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Brian has a spinal problem. So he types a little bit and he types a lot at once. The other day he said, I get on Rock's nerves. No, you do not get on my nerves. Never get on my nerves, Brian. I love you and I take time with you. Sometimes I go through all the chat, but then I go back through it. Okay. So it don't bother me at all. I realize that you have to type a little bit at a time, and that's not a problem here. It just does not. It's the walk for me. Right. Tina, you're new here. Yes. Welcome in. Welcome in. We go live every Tuesday and Thursday. And if something breaks and comes in, we'll go live again too. So yes, welcome in. We really, all of us pretty much come together, most of us here, over the Kansas Moms case. It was 2 women that were unalived by 5 people, called the God's Misfits. Anyway, you'll catch up on that too. You're welcome for the warm welcome. Noel says, but he did have to hide a gun, and he did have on 2 jackets. Well, a gun is not that big, okay, for one. And for 2, they found a lot in the car, and they're not releasing exactly what was in the car. Now, on Survive the Survivor, I just don't want to take up a lot of people's time. I'm going to go find it real quick and link it. But the one they had yesterday was really good too. And one of the guys that was on there along with Jeff is retired from Ohio, right there where this Columbus, where this happened. My brain went stopped for a minute. Right there where this happened, and he had a lot of take on this too. Now, the way I understand it, that they came out and was going to do a press conference, okay, about all this. Somebody put a halt to that, and maybe that's a good thing. As much as we want to know things, this is still an active investigation, and the last thing we want is somebody walking, okay? We don't want anybody to walk, and so I don't blame them for putting it off, because they're still doing a lot. I haven't even heard, is he going to fight extradition? I know he's got court tomorrow, so tomorrow night we'll probably go live, or maybe tomorrow afternoon. We'll see. And you're welcome for the warm welcome. We're glad to have you. Brian says, Noel, he looks so shelfy. Well, I mean, that's his mugshot. You remember that case? Yeah, that's the case we do love. Noel said, we were boots on the ground. This channel was, and all the peeps here. And we've stayed on this case, on the Kansas Moms case, all the way from the beginning. Noel says that, Brian, You know, Rock is the most patient one of any of us out here. I try to be. I do try to be. Noelle, I'm very aware. I bothered you guys. You don't bother us. You listen, you never bother us. And one thing you will find out, if you do, I'll say something. So don't worry about it. Noelle says, no way, Jose. We love your Trojans. That's right. Just keep it up. Keep doing it. Let me see here. I want to pull this, and I might play a little bit of it. But if you're really interested in this case, again, I think Joel is doing a great job with Surviving the Survivor. Let me pull that up. The one yesterday, maybe I can play a little bit of it. I thought it was really good. Oh, okay, well, I got my hands ahead of me here. Okay, Surviving the Survivor. And let's see here. It was alive. I love his panels. He usually has at least 3 people on his panels. Oh, when is the 12th? What is today? Gosh, I haven't even paid attention to what today is. 12th is tomorrow, so it looks like they got live tomorrow, too, at 6 p.m. Breaking news a day ago. I think this is the one. Yep, this is it.
What's up, STS Nation?
This is it. Okay, this is Joel with Surviving the Survivor. We're just going to play a little bit of it because I really like what Jeff has to say.
Welcome to Surviving the Survivor. This is the show that brings you normally. He was Ohio. Today is one of those days when we're getting some major breaking news. And as you heard off the top, an arrest has been made in the double murder of Spencer and Monique Tepe. Now, we try to vet everything, and we have a couple of amazing best guests, and more are going to be rolling in to help figure this out. I want to be clear. This is in the very initial stages. These types of cases are always fluid. Things could change. Information could potentially be wrong, but this is what we have as of right now. The defendant, according to this warrant, is Michael David McKee, and COE, if you can bring up the warrant if we have it. The case number, CRA 000517. The warrant was issued. The status is closed. Jurisdiction, Columbus, Ohio. The charge is murder, and 2 counts of murder are listed in the charging section. A supporting affidavit for determination of probable cause has also been filed. Fingerprints are being taken. And on we go. This is the mugshot of Michael David McKee. And I want to give Jay, our dentist friend in Kentucky, a huge shout out. He's one of the people who flagged us on this early on. And here is the mugshot. And I always say best guess, better community. But without further ado, please welcome to the show retired Columbus, Ohio homicide detective Jay Fulton. And also, you guys know Jeff Wenninger, retired LAPD lieutenant, the author of On Thin Ice, and he is also currently and formerly, he was an Ohio native.
Listen, I have a question, or maybe an answer. I don't know, but he was a surgeon, right? So maybe that's why he's licensed in 3 states. He's got a certain specialty, and maybe that's why he's licensed in 3 states, works in 3 states. I don't know. It's an idea.
Worked in LA, but he is back in Ohio. But Jay, let's go to you first. This is confusing for a lot of people, including myself. Tell us what this warrant means. We're not looking at the actual warrant here. COE, I don't know if you can pull that up, but this is the mugshot of the doctor. That is the warrant. Jay, walk us through this. What is this?
So once the investigators in this case established a probable cause to believe that Mr. McKee was, in fact, the person that committed this offense, they would go and swear out a warrant and file it with the Franklin County Municipal Clerk's Office. And we're looking at the clerk printout there that indicates the dates and times, the identifiers of the defendant. Additionally, there would be a probable cause statement that they would swear to in front of the clerk. In Central Ohio and Franklin County, particularly where this offense occurred, the charges are filed in the municipal court in Franklin County.
So welcome in RS Layton 6946. He's a vascular surgeon. Okay. How am I saying that? Tenaking? Maybe he's a neurosurgeon, possibly. Like, so that's what I was saying. Specialist and licensed in several states could be. There's something really wrong here, in my opinion. Why? I mean, there's a lot of doctors that get licenses in several states. Oh, I thought he was a neurosurgeon. Yeah, see, I'm not real sure what he is. Brian says he's got licenses in 3 states. Okay. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, but how do we know that's even true? That's what I'm saying. It seems like some of these, well, Brian found the licenses, so then he must have his licenses if they found them. But some of these YouTubers are saying all kinds of things, and I'm not so sure that's a good idea. Moms for Justice channel said he kept failing his boards and could not get into a residency program, licensed to practice, but no hospital privileges. Well, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Did they have documentation on that? I don't know. Tina King. Okay, thanks, Tina. Tina, I don't know. Well, you've been to Bill's channel. If that's your real name, please change it to something that people can't dox you with. Just a FYI. Seen a lot of that going on. You seem like a nice person. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. You won't find it here. But, yeah. Noel says he reminds me of the bad guy in Incredible Syndrome. He's a vascular surgeon. Okay. Brian keeps posting these licenses. Okay. He wants to know if we'll help do research because his hands don't work right. I told you, Brian, I'll try to look at it tonight. And if anybody else in the channel wants to look at it, let us know. And I'll tell you how to get a hold of Brian. Here we go. We're going to finish this a little bit.
And there will be a hearing within a certain amount of days of that filing to transfer that to state court, to the Common Pleas Division. So all cases start in the Muni Court in our system here.
And Jay, back to you real quick. What does the Columbus police need to have in order to execute this, to go out and make this arrest?
Just like everybody, I think, that makes an arrest, these warrants are issued based on probable cause. So the affiant or the primary investigator would establish what he determines to be probable cause that Mr. McKee committed this offense. It would go swear to the facts that are known to him at that time and go ahead and file that warrant. So the investigation over the past 10 or 11, 12 days has allowed those detectives that are working this case to establish probable cause in their mind. That would be reviewed by their chain of command, and then they would go and swear out that warrant and put a national holder on that.
Jeff Wenninger, thank you for being here, and thanks for the explanation. Jay, once again, we got 3 J's on the panel. I love it. But Jeff Wenninger, you know, you're retired, but you can't take the police officer out of a retired person. And you were texting me all sorts of things, curious about the outcome. Number one, are you surprised by this? Number two, just your general thoughts that apparently right now they have Michael David McKee. That is Dr. Michael David McKee, the ex-husband.
Okay,
now, I believe they were married or divorced, I should say. This is the first husband. They were divorced, and STS Nation, help me out here. In 2017, there was some sort of, divorce, law, some sort of legal dispute after the divorce that was about 55 pages long. But Jeff, your initial reaction to hearing this?
Well, my initial reaction is it's not surprising. He's probably the first person that they were looking at, especially the.
Oh, I got a question. You guys want to watch this whole thing? I'd seen it. I thought it was very good. We can continue to watch it, but if you don't want to watch it, I can just skip through some of it. Let me know. If you got time to watch it, we'll watch it. I think it's 30 minutes or something. Rock, did you hear the wedding video? I thought it was just music, but I've heard in a few other channels that Monique was critical of past relationships, and it probably pissed him off. I don't know. Like I said, when these people start, these YouTubers start going all crazy and off the rails, and I mean, really, it's kind of crazy, right? Now, things that interest me is like when Plunder went over the calls, the 911 calls, and you can hear the guy telling somebody to come downstairs, and you can hear little feet going on the stairs. Rock Talk. I just left POC when I found you talking about this. It was said that the hospital is working with LE. Yeah, that's what it just said on the news thing too, on the newscast. That yeah, definitely that the hospital is working with them. So if you don't work for the hospital, why would they be working with them, right? So I would assume he's working with the hospital, right? Before he did this. That's what I think. Skip through, Dan says. Okay, we can skip through it. Nona, in her vows, she described hell. So sad. That's weird. Tina says, so seems like he does have hospital privileges. Yeah, if the hospital is working with the detectives and stuff, I would think so too. That's what I'm saying. You get one person. Listen, I'm going to use Idaho for example. Okay, there's so many things that we needed answers for in the Idaho 4. Okay, so when you get a creator that comes on live, and I'm not zeroing out a certain one, okay, because I'm just not, but you want answers so bad that sometimes when somebody comes out and says stuff, you kind of think that's true of what's going on because it fits. Well, the reality of that is a lot of times you can make stuff fit, okay, just like the what they're hearing in the sounds of the Linda Lane and all that. I'm just saying we need documentation, right? To see if that's what it is. The real issue is we all know this. Noel says, okay, Brian, in California, it expires in November 26th. Or yeah, 2026. So that's what I'm saying, Noel. We don't have anything saying that he's been suspended. We're just gonna have to wait for that because everything that's being put out, like what you just found, is still active. It's not expired. Girly Girl says 2 current license and 1 that expired in June. So that's 3 altogether. How do you have a current license if they've taken it away? Makes no sense, does it? Okay. Monday at 9:04, they will scrub. I don't think so, Brian, because it seems like to me that people are reporting it, whether it be actual, news, the mainstream media. And I'm one that I don't watch a whole lot of mainstream media because they don't usually tell all of everything that we want to hear. Venus, California. Okay. It's a lot of typing. We got you. Stacy says, sis, this is a scary situation all the way around. Absolutely. And, I will say this. I mean, at least he didn't hurt them 2 kids and the dog. I mean, he could have just even did them all. And I just thank the Lord that he didn't hurt them kids. Dan said, yep, I kicked myself out. Dan said, Brian, maybe illegal transplants on side. Vascular surgery. Who knows? Girly Girl says vascular surgeon. In 2026, no reviews. Well, I mean, there's only reviews if people want to leave them, right? What do you do? Am I still muted? No, I kicked myself out. I don't think I was muted though. But there's going to be so much coming out. Let's try to watch. Let's try to watch what they start releasing that we know is to be fact, right? Tina says, yes, ma'am. That's what I said too. It's already a tragedy, but it could have been worse. Yeah, I mean, there was 2 kids and a dog there. I mean, it's still horrible. I'm not justifying it anyway. In any way. Okay, I wanted to see here. There was some things on this that I do want to share. I got an itch in my throat. Let's see here.
The fact that there was some recent activity in the family court, and you're talking about the separation of assets from their prior marriage. And unfortunately, that times often can lead to these types of acts occurring. So, knowing what we know now about his arrest and the activity in there.
I do want to say this. Jeff is a retired homicide detective out of California. He now lives in Ohio. But one thing about out of all the people on the panel, Jeff is really digging into this case. And you can tell by the way he talks. He knows what he's talking about. He's researched it. Sometimes people get on the panel and they haven't researched anything. Hey, Hawkeye, it's good to see you. I like the fact that Jeff researches stuff.
Family law case, I'm pretty certain that the Columbus PD, they were on top of this from the get-go. And the first question that came to mind for me was, is in fact the person that was captured on that video that they released this particular individual? I would suggest perhaps not, because I see that this individual with the warrant, he's 6'1", 200 pounds, and that individual.
See that, Brian? Noel's saying here. Noel's saying November 23rd, 2022 till 2026. So it sounds like it's still active.
On the video appeared to look much larger. But that's not that person wouldn't be of interest.
And Dan says, seems very vengeful against husband, especially, and Monique had to go. But thank God, Rock, for the kids and dog. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just to know what he saw or heard or something, he perhaps could be some level of a witness in placing this individual there. In speaking to Jay prior to going live here, we were talking, and he said apparently they had been tracking the suspect's vehicle for some time, and they can actually place the vehicle at the location at the time that they believe these crimes occurred. So that's all very relevant stuff. And it sounds like to me that kudos to Columbus PD and Jay's fellow peers. They did an outstanding job, and their record, like you mentioned on other shows, is unbelievable. An 84% clearance rate this year. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That news came out yesterday. Jay, that's an exceptionally high clearance rate. 80.
See, that's another thing. I mean, I didn't know till I just watched it right now. I must have missed that yesterday. They have a very high clearance rate on homicides there in Ohio, in Columbus.
4%. How long have you been out of the force there in Columbus? And also, can you talk about the magnitude of this case compared to some other high-profile cases that you may have been a part of?
Yeah, I retired in 2020, December of 2020, after 33 years. And the last 17 of those were in the homicide unit. And that unit is prides itself with hard work, dogged determination, and we get a lot of good supervision in that chain of command. It allows the detectives to do their job, and a lot of really bright young detectives are working in that unit now. So,
I was going to tell you guys also, I saw People Magazine also did an article with the ex-husband Michael's neighbor. But it really didn't say a whole lot. All it said was she couldn't imagine her neighbor being able to commit these crimes. That's all that article said, so I just didn't pull it up.
As far as cases like this go, I believe maybe I could count on one hand the amount of homicides I worked in 17 years that had this kind of national footprint.
Well, just think about it, guys. I mean, back like when the BTK was doing his stuff, for the longest time, we didn't have the technology to track that stuff, okay? But once he asked the local police here, can you track a floppy disk? And they said, oh, no, we can't track it. That's how Dennis Rader, the BTK, got caught. Listen, everywhere you go, you're on film. Excuse me, I got an itch in my throat. I gave a vehicle away to somebody. I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but they took my tag and they were supposed to mail it back. And for a month, I tried to get the tag back. I really didn't want to turn it in stolen. I was left with no no options. Okay. I turned the tag in stolen because it was still on the vehicle that I gave away. And in less than 12 hours, Broomfield, Colorado was calling me. They had the tag. I mean, I'm just saying. And I said, well, are you in the car? How did you find the car? And she said, I was just driving through Walmart and her little camera read it and it blinked red and said it was a stolen tag. You go on the highways, it reads your tag and it alerts all the police. Like, technology nowadays is just so good. So good. I'm impressed with the technology, honestly. I don't know how anybody can get away with any kind of crime nowadays with the technology we have. And I'll say this again. If you are somebody and you don't have cameras, they're cheap. You should invest in some cameras. I don't care if you live in the nicest neighborhood. You should always invest in the cameras. Keep your family, at least so that they can have a digital track to get justice, okay? Just last summer, by my daughter's house, there was a couple that took an Uber to take their kids to school. When she got out of the car and he got out of the car, the husband, to take the kids up, she ran. The wife ran and he shot her in front of all of these kids and everything. My daughter had her Nest Cam, caught it all, every bit of it on camera.
That being said, that adds to the pressure. But these guys and gals that work in homicide, they work through that. They did the basic, that's homicide 101. And then
listen, I'm gonna say this too. Okay. One thing is, because I was married to a U.S. Marshal, my kid's dad is a retired U.S. Marshal of 35 years. Listen, one, it seems like police officers and doctors, if the spouse leaves them, they can't get over it. And I'm being serious. They cannot get over it. So, I mean, maybe he never got over her, but it sounds like they were still in court. And that's the other thing I was going to bring up. Their money. If it's affecting their money, my ex-husband is all about his money. So, a lot of doctors, a lot of police officers, it's about their money too. Was they going to court over money? I'm not sure what they were going to court over, but they said family law. So what exactly was it that they were going to court over when it was family law? Brian says his mental illness onset was late. Was it though? Because I mean, think about it. They were married from 2017 to 2019. We are in 2026 and they just was in family law. I mean, that's a long time to, I don't know all the details of it, but that's a long time to just now be going to court still 8 years later. Is that what it is? Let's see here. 2019, 7 years later, still going to family law court. Maybe they just went to court and we're going to find that out. And whatever the judge ruled wasn't in his favor. I don't know. That's something that'll set people off. We know they didn't have any kids, so they wasn't in a custody battle, right? Sounds like it was finances to me. Dentist, Brian, dentist, Idaho. Yeah, agree with that. More digital access. Absolutely. Listen, when I see people, even police officers, I'm going to bring this up too. Where the two women were unalived down there in the Panhandle. Texas County has body cameras, and we're in 2026 now. They don't use their body cameras, and the sheriff told me, Matt Bowley told me himself, that it's up to the sheriff whether they wear their body cameras or not. For one, if your taxpayer money paid for them body cameras, they should be wearing them. Two, it protects the officers and it also protects whoever they're dealing with. Why would they not wear their body cameras? And you see people all the time. I do watch a lot of, trying to think of his name, where he does your civil rights, okay? But a lot of times the police officers are like, don't film me. Listen, you're filmed everywhere you go. Nowadays, if something's going on, the first thing somebody's going to do is they're going to grab their phone and they're going to start filming it. You know why? Because video don't lie. Video don't lie. So having that digital track is really important. Really important. What up with it? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should look in other states, Nevada, Harvard. Maybe. I'll be honest, I have not dug in any of that. Noel says, with that lawsuit for all those greedy people. Well, I think I think there's going to be a lot more coming out every day. But I'm going to try to listen to the ones that are trying to tell the truths here, and they have some kind of documentation to back it up. They have the receipts. We always talk about receipts, right? They have the receipts. That's what we want to see. Alex says, I was right the other day when I said cops knew more than they were letting on. Yeah, we said that all along. I too believe that. They're going to keep everything close at the vest. They didn't want him to run, and they wanted to make sure they had everything and got the warrants right. No way for him to walk. Don't want to screw it up. Just thinking triggered him. I don't know. I think what triggered him is whatever they were going to court on in family law. That's what I think. Noel says, I'm talking about the lawsuit with the dentist. I thought you said. I wasn't talking about the lawsuit with the dentist. Somebody brought it up the other day that he had been involved in a lawsuit. I haven't seen the paperwork on that. Noel says he didn't sign divorce papers. Let me tell you what, my ex-husband didn't either. It took me 10 years to get a divorce, and I had to go to a psychologist and get an emergency divorce. Sometimes, now, we don't have to fight over the kids and we don't have to fight over money. It's not a problem. But, when you're fighting over kids and you're fighting over money, and if they're not the one that wanted the divorce, you still get a divorce without them signing it. But back when I got my divorce, I had to literally go to a psychologist and get an emergency divorce. And when my divorce was granted, my ex-husband wasn't there. So, can you link all lawsuit? Isn't there too many people? I don't know. Well, it is hard because his name is common. Like so many, his name came back. Hawkeye says, yes. We all sure did, yeah. Yeah. And you know what? It's not unusual. You always go after the spouse or the significant other, right? You start there. It seems that it's always, an ex-boyfriend, ex-spouse, ex-girlfriend, whatever the gender might be. Is that his parents are an hour away from the tragedy? I haven't got to see too much, but obviously he went to school right there in Columbus, just like the dentist and his wife. Maybe he has family there too. Hawkeye says, so they wouldn't be in the docket if there was court. It would be in the docket, but maybe it's sealed. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody have the documentation of what they went to court for. Have you guys? We just know that supposedly they went to court in family law because that's what Jeff just said. Now, I'm going to tell you, again, I like Jeff. He seems to really dig. He don't just jump on a panel and just talk out the side of his mouth. He does some investigating. Noel says, didn't you say it would pay them in cash? I'm thinking that has to do with Idaho also. I don't know. I didn't say anything about cash. I think there's finances somewhere because they don't have any kids. Girly girl, if he didn't sign the divorce, then there's no way she could have. Baloney. My ex-husband didn't sign the divorce either. Judge granted it without him there. And I was after about 20 times of going to court. You don't have to sign it. I went to a psychologist. He said that it was too much going on and it had taken too long. And the judge granted it. Sure did. Hawkeyes. I was trying to say if it's on the docket, is that public? It is. I mean, you would have to get a FOIA unless for some reason they put a seal on it. Have you guys seen anybody have this documentation? Because I haven't. For the last couple of days, I've been kind of busy, so every time I get a chance, I'll watch something. But I'll be honest, I haven't been digging. The wedding video started to get slammed November 30th. The wedding video started to get slammed before I don't know much about that either. Nona said something about that too. Now, as far as I know, you can't tell who's watching your videos unless they comment. So your views can go up at a certain time, but it's not going to tell you who's viewing it, as far as I know. Yes, and their anniversary is coming up. You're all right, Brian. That's why it took until 2019. Yeah, because some people said, again, I don't know, said that they were only together for 7 months. But they were married for 2 years, but they were together 7 months. Okay. Okay. Brian did. Okay. Girly Girl says, right, you have to go through the process before getting remarried. Well, they had the divorce because man, what was the word they used? Equitable divorce. We just watched it in the newscast. They just said. Hawkeye says, I didn't sign my divorce, and after a year, the judge did. Exactly. They grant it. Yep. Girly Girl, that's right, in my opinion. 30th, one of my points. Ampical. Thank you, Dan. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story, okay? Off subject, but I'm going to make it quick. Journey is here and is in my basement, and she's been here for a while. Anyway, I decided I get free rooms at the casino. I decided that I'd get a hotel room and we'd go hang out at the hotel. And Rick came for a little bit and then he came back home. We just hung out at the hotel. I took a bunch of stuff to eat. We just chilled out and had Murphy. Right when we went to bed, which was 2:00 in the morning, the damn fire alarm went off. And it was extreme. We never got any sleep. And I still haven't slept. So just bear with me a little bit because my brain is just kind of all over the place from not sleeping. We had a really good time, but it was not peaceful like we thought it was going to be. It was not peaceful. Is Journey in here? She should be in here. Is she not in here? Rick's hollering at her. She might have fell asleep. No, I just heard her. I don't know. But yeah, we didn't get any sleep. And then there was a dog in the room next to us, and it barked a lot. So, oh my God. Is Journey in here? I don't remember seeing her name. Okay, Girly Girl says, mine was granted after 6 weeks of publications. Judge signed it. Yeah, I mean, again, we kept having court, and my ex would say he had to go out of town for something, and he couldn't be there. Finally, the judge granted it. So let's see here. No, but we are saying hi just in case she's resting. Yeah. Okay, got it. There she is. There she is. She got so much sleep. Not. Rock, you a good human. Yes. Listen, I wanted to get her out of the basement, and we actually had a really good time. Other than that damn fire alarm. Listen, the good thing is, me and her both stay up late and we sleep late, okay? And breakfast, it was a nice breakfast too. Breakfast is from 6 to 10. We'd have never made it to that breakfast if the alarm wouldn't have went off because we wouldn't have been awake. So we did go down and get breakfast too. Everybody saying hi to Journey. Oh, you did just fall asleep? Be right back. Grandkids taking Meeby's trash out. All right. I'm going to fall asleep too when we're done here. Does anybody know what time the court is tomorrow? Because I haven't seen that yet either. I wanted to go live and talk to you guys. Journey had asked me yesterday if we was going to go live and talk about it. Oh, the other thing was, I was watching everything yesterday morning, and I left to run to Sam's, and I left to run to Walmart. I was only gone an hour. And by the time I got back, Journey was like, they arrested the ex-husband. And I had been watching all of that and hadn't got to see it. So I'm still catching up myself on a lot of it. But I've seen some stuff, and I'm just not going to repeat a lot of it. It's like, do you have receipts for that? You're putting this stuff and you're talking about it, but do you have receipts about it? Because some of the people that's got receipts on other things don't have receipts on that, like plunder. I like the fact that she's not trying to put anything out there that she don't have receipts for. So if you've seen receipts or you know where it's at, pretty much everybody in here's got a wrench. That means you can go and you can tag stuff if you want us to look at something. If there's something you've watched that interests you, you should be able to share it. Also, on posts in the community page on the YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, you can post stuff there too. I look at it. I pay attention because sometimes there's stuff that you want to let us know to look at. We're human. We don't see everything. You might have a creator that you really like, and I've never heard of them. You know what I mean? See here. I want to make sure that everybody in here's got a wrench. And I like it that you chat. We have our, our conversations. That's how you get to let things go. That's another reason why I don't like a big channel. I like being little because then I can see everybody's comment and we can talk about it. Nobody's left behind. And there's never a stupid question. We're going to try to answer it the best we can. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, have you guys seen anything? Is he going to fight extradition? Do we know that? I'm just curious. And if you have a channel, Hawkeyes is sharing Murphy's Travel. As a matter of fact, did you post that? Did you post that fire alarm going off? I know she took a video of it. Anyway, if he fights extradition, then it'll be a little longer, right? There's Murphy's channel and Journey's channel. Gonna live in their van, travel across the United States. Hawkeye says she's been cleaning. You're relieved? All right. See here, I want to see if there was anything else on this we wanted to hear. Let me play it just a little bit more before I skip over it. Oh.
Establishing that suspect and then establishing that evidence and collecting it and preserving it. And that leads to a successful conclusion.
We've got three of the finest. Jay, please meet Detective Phil Ramos, homicide with Las Vegas Metropolitan PD, retired. Did 30-something years in the force there. Phil, you were one of my first calls just to try to figure out this warrant. This is prior to me getting to know Jay Fulton here, who's with formerly with the Columbus Police Department. But number one, I don't think you guys are ever surprised, but I'll ask you, Phil Ramos, are you surprised about these developments? First off, and what do you make of this warrant here?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, we've been talking about this for days now about the lack of forced entry and the familiarity of the suspect with the house and stuff like that. So, kudos.
Brian, are you saying his licenses are fine now? Listen, you was just asking. I get it. Let's see here. Also, please go like and subscribe to Hawkeye's Nature. She does a lot of really good videos, and she's going to get more busy on it. Her work has really kept her busy. So when that slows down a bit, she's going to get back to the channel doing more. We all support each other over here. You have to go back. Okay. Dan says, I just thought word extortion right away on killer. So maybe this made him do final flip out. Also, crack possible or any drugs, doctor, neighborhood. Could be. But, they're saying that they was just in family law. Listen, family law, we call it the love floor here. And all the judges, when they become judges, that's what they have to do. They have to do family law. They can't wait to get out of that family law, the love floor. There's not good things that happen in family law. You're dealing with people's finances. You're dealing with their children. You're dealing with their property. Could be a number of things. It sounds like they were in family law. I'd like to know what exactly they were in family law for, though. If somebody sees that, let me know, because I'd like to go over it.
Goes to the detectives that were working this, man. I'm sure these were long, hard 12, 16-hour days that they put in just to get to this point.
Yes, she has. Hawkeye has good late
it's one of those things
yes.
that, like we've said, you have to keep an open mind. We were all thinking this is going to be a deep, dark secret. And I don't know if this, rises to the level of a deep, dark secret, but it is a...
Yeah, because before this came out, they all were saying, you're going to find something really deep here. And not just because people are behind closed doors, you don't know what's going on back there. You don't know where their mental state is. You don't know what kind of life they have. So they wasn't sure.
set of circumstances that we see way too often. And domestic murders are one of our top calls in homicides. And in this particular case, we all knew that it was someone that was familiar with both victims. And yeah, I'm not surprised.
So if you're just joining us now, we've just been on the air for about 11 minutes, and this news is incredible.
Like an internship or something? Because, you know, they go to med school, and then when you're a specialist, you got to go to the school for this, you know, whatever specialty you're doing, whether it's dental work or like heart doctor. I mean, there's more you got to do, and then you got to do your residency, right? So it could be a lot.
Incredibly fresh, but an arrest warrant was issued for the double homicide of Spencer and Monique Tepe. And as far as we know, this is the man who is in custody now. This is at the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office. I got to be honest, I'm not 100% sure where that is, but I'm sure someone at STS Nation. It might be Illinois. This person here was employed as
Brian, just because he's in one place, maybe he wants to live in New York. Maybe that's where he wanted to go. You know, same thing with attorneys. You know, you might be pass the law license here, the bar license here in Kansas, but say you want to move to Texas, you got to take that bar license too. Or say you're in Kansas and you want to practice also in Oklahoma, you got to have both bar license to do that. I'm sure a surgeon's the same thing.
As far as I know, as a vascular surgeon or a vascular doctor of some sort out of Rockford, Illinois, and is Monique Tepe's ex-husband. Jeff, let me just go back to you. The same question that I asked Jay, who is formerly a detective, homicide detective with this very jurisdiction, the Columbus Police Department.
And you wanted to know if an address, it looks like Journey says he lives in an apartment.
In terms of having, you know, the probable cause to move forward, what sorts of things does that entail? Do you think they have a match with ballistics? Do they have him on video? I mean, how strong does the evidence have to be to go and arrest this guy for a double murder? And COE, if we can get this is great. And then if we can get just the mugshot stand alone, that'd be even better. But you see this guy, large jowled man. There was talk. I personally have not been able to corroborate this. There was talk that he was remarried within a month after divorcing Monique. There was also some sort of divorce.
Has anybody heard that he was remarried? Just curious.
Dispute afterwards, 55-page legal document that I know the COE is working on it. But Jeff, back to the question of probable cause. What sorts of evidence would they have to present in order to make this arrest?
Well, it requires that the investigation provide them with some articulable facts where they can articulate it's a reasonable belief that the crime had occurred and this individual was associated with it. And, you know, that, you know, and in talking to Jay prior to getting on here, it's my understanding that they're able to identify his vehicle there and know that the vehicle was there during the time frame that these crimes occurred. They've probably been doing all kinds of things with electronic communication. One thing that it also brings to mind is that when we were talking in the past about the concern that the employees at the dental facility had, and that we felt that that was just so soon that they were worrying about the welfare of this couple, that perhaps there were things that were said to them by Spencer that led them to believe that due to what was going on with this court case, that this individual had been acting perhaps kind of erratically, unpredictably, and that they actually had concerns for their own safety.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're going a little further with this one. They're saying that maybe Spencer, since they're close-knit at this dental office, said something about maybe the courts they just had. Maybe there's been some threatening phone calls we don't know about. I don't know. But maybe Spencer has elaborated to the people he works with a situation, and that's why they really, really want to keep digging to see where he was at. Yes, it was unusual. He runs the office. They have patients. He should have been here. But maybe they also knew something else, too, that he had discussed with them. Yeah, we're going to court. Oh, court went like this, and Michael was pissed off. He was pissed off. We don't know. We do not know.
Jay, since you're I think the closest in proximity, both, from a career perspective and a geographic perspective, are you familiar with
I'd heard that too. I heard that he was gay and he was married to a man. And then, listen, I haven't seen, has anybody seen a marriage license where he's been remarried? Do we know anything about it? Because I haven't seen it. If you had, let me know.
Winnebago County?
I'm not familiar with Winnebago County. I do believe it is in Illinois. There was some indication that maybe the city.
Listen, my dentist in Derby, Kansas, he is doing his residency in Derby. He's originally from Colorado Springs. He's going to go back to Colorado Springs. Dentists seem to have a non-compete clause too. When you're going to do your residency with different practices, you have to sign a non-compete. So maybe that's why he was driving an hour and a half away too, because he wants to be able to work in the town that in Columbus where he lives. So he has to do his residency somewhere else. I just know that my dentist is from Colorado Springs. He's doing his residency in Derby, Kansas. And when that's done, he's going back to Colorado Springs. The only reason he didn't do a residency there is because he wants his own practice and he had to find a non-compete clause.
Involved was Rockford, Illinois, which I believe is.
You see here, Winnebago County is in Illinois, and he's linked to the county seat, Rockford, Illinois. Yeah, he has an office there. So
not necessarily. Not necessarily. An hour and a half is really not that big a drive, okay? There's a lot of doctors that drive to rural areas and have a practice there. The thing is if there's a non-compete clause, and it seems like a lot of doctors have them. I mean, honestly, if they're going to have somebody come do the residency, think about it. Look at Via Christi, okay? Via Christi gets a lot of people fresh out of school to do the residencies and stuff. I'm sure they signed a non-compete clause too. Maybe it's for a certain amount of years. Maybe it's forever. I don't know. But you're going to invest time in them and them in your company. You don't want them to be able to open up next door and take all their patients, okay? It's just my idea. I don't know.
Jay, speak to us about this. I assume he's in custody then in Winnebago County, near Rockford, Illinois. Is that correct? And what happened? What happens now is he has to be extradited back toward the county that holds Columbus, Ohio.
He would, and so that would be a function of.
I mean, this is only a couple streets away from the university. I watched Truth and Transparency. I watched Lana. You know, the police station's right around the corner. You also got I'll Be Your Huckleberry, the Huckleberry houses, remember? For kids that need homes. It looks like it's I don't know, a work home type of thing. You also got one block that's got really nice houses and the rest of them don't look that great. So and neighbors from that area, people that are from that area, have said it's not a good neighborhood. Even where they live right now, where they got unalived at.
A court there in Winnebago County. Sometimes people will fight their extradition.
Brian, the kids are only young so long. I get it, but you got to pay them bills, and you don't want to work for other people all your life. I mean, that's why you go to school. You want your own practice, okay? When you work for other people, they get most of your money. So if he had to go work out of town for an hour and a half because of a non-compete clause, then that's what he had to do. Then maybe it makes sense to me. Does it make sense to anybody else that he would go work an hour and a half away because when he's done with his residency and all that, maybe he wants to open his own practice right there where he lives.
And at that point, Columbus investigators would have to lay out their case to the courts in Winnebago County. The first thing that's going to happen is, and it's happened already, there'll be Columbus detectives en route to Winnebago County to attempt to intervene.
Welcome in, Justified. I don't know that it was a jealous ex-husband. It sounds like they were just in family law. Maybe they have some finances. I find it hard to believe that after 8 years or so, they're still going to family law. But it's been said, I don't have any receipts for it or seen the paperwork. It's been said that they were just in family law. So something was going on. And they don't have kids to be fighting over.
Interview Mr. McKee in regards to his involvement in this crime. And so they will have to attempt an interview. I have no idea what Mr. McKee's opinion on speaking with authorities.
I was muted. I said, Journey thinks that they might have been going to court over a dog, but after 8 years, and still going to court over a dog? I don't think so. But I don't know. I mean, anything's possible nowadays, I guess.
Authorities is going to be. Subsequent to that, they will have a extradition hearing, at which time basically our investigators will explain to the court.
I agree. With the way people sleuth nowadays, they would have already had the marriage certificate and everything. We'd know who it is. That's what I think.
Or why we have probable cause to bring him back to Franklin County, Ohio, to pursue the case in the legal system.
And
I'm
Jay,
going to say this again. It might be a bit of stalking, but again, it seems like doctors and cops. It seems like, for one, if you leave them, they chase you forever. But mess with their money when it comes to money or their property, they'll kill for it. It seems like.
Happen to know how far Columbus is from that part of Illinois?
I think Rockford's just about an hour west of Chicago. So I suppose it's a 7-hour drive.
Okay, about a 7-hour drive. You got three of the best right here. And Phil Ramos with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department for years and years and years. Pull back the proverbial.
It's a good. I mean, that's a good note. Tina says, "Shit, people in Newport, Tennessee, drive about an hour to wait tables and work at hotels in Pigeon Forge. Sometimes you have to drive to work where the work is, right? But Columbus is big, and there's probably room for a practice. But that's why I say it would make more sense why he would go do his residency and stuff out of town if there's a non-compete, so that he could actually open his own practice where he lives once he's got all of his schooling and everything out of the way. I don't know. It's just a thought. Just a thought that I have.
Curtain now. Phil Ramos, just tell us the process. I mean, he's got to be fingerprinted, booked, and then ultimately brought.
Let's see here. Okay, I follow a doc on YouTube. She's from Texas. She did her residency in Florida. Now her fellowship is in Georgia. Now her fellowship is in Florida. When she's done, she's back to Texas. And I'm Canadian, laugh out loud. That's another thing. I have a friend that's a nurse anesthetist. And he went all the way to San Antonio to do his stuff. Okay, Girly Girl just sent me something. Let me see what it is, and I'll read it to you guys. Michael McKee was not fighting in family court for a dog. The Michael McKee referred to in recent news is a man charged with the murder of his ex-wife, Monique Tepe, and her current husband, Spencer, in Columbus, Ohio. According to divorce records and police reports, is this chat GPT? I'm just curious, is this chat GPT? According to divorce records and police reports, Michael McKee and Monique divorce was finalized in 2017. Really? In 2017? Because they got married in 2017. I thought they were married from 2017 to 2019. Court documents and family sources confirm that they had no children together. When the bodies of Spencer and Monique were found, their 2 young children and their pet dog were found unharmed in the home. The family court records regarding their divorce made no mention of a dog custody battle, as pets are typically considered property in Ohio divorce cases, and the divorce was finalized years prior to the murders. Listen, but Jeff, he's been digging really deep. The homicide detective retired, and he said it seems like they were just in court, in family court. So what would they be in family court for? Maybe alimony? Was he happen to pay alimony? Does anybody have you seen where anybody's got the divorce decree and what was agreed upon and what possibly they could be going to court for all these years later? Brian says the notion my points would drive to see me for 3 hours once a week is in 2026. The nonsense? Listen, I have a friend, she just retired, MD, in a little town. I'll just tell you because she's not there no more, in Mound Ridge. And people drive hours to go see her. I mean, when you have a doctor that you like, you'll drive to see him. When I lived in Alabama, I kept my doctor back home here. When we were in the military at Redstone Arsenal, I kept my doctor way back here in Wichita. So that's not unusual. Let's see what Noelle put on here. I have to look at it, Noelle, on my phone. So let me look at it real quick. Alrighty. Okay. Okay, there's the full background report, arrest and criminal history. Associate's name, Michael David McKee, Michael C. McKee, Michael D. McKee. A Las Vegas house must be in one of them names, clear up to December 2025. Past address, Chicago, Illinois. And the address is on here, but I'm not going to say it. But a past address, July 2025 to August of 2025 in Chicago. Then there was Cherryville, Illinois, a P.O. box, April 2025. Then from September 2022 to April 2023, Los Angeles County, California. Before that, November 20th, or 2020 to March 2023, Baltimore, Maryland. September 2015, February 2021, it says Roanoke, Virginia. Now, it's very possible that same name gets confused and gets put in the same thing. Might not all these might not be his and got put into, if you're doing the free people search, I don't know if that's what you used, but I've noticed with free people search, sometimes people with the same name, all their information gets lumped into other people's with the same name. But interesting. Thank you for sharing that. And if there's something else I need to say about that, let me know, Noelle. Thank you very much. Brian says, and let us not forget, stuff is when gas was wild. Oh. Hawkeye says, total sense. Journey says, well, it's so sus at a court hearing and next they're dead. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it could be alimony, but alimony usually when you get remarried, you don't get that alimony. Okay. Maybe there's property. I think at one point I heard somebody say that when they were married, he had the house. It was his house in his name or something like that. I mean, so maybe some kind of property that they have to, get sorted out through family law. Isn't, I don't know if that's part of this. But we all went through grad school. I mean, dentist, isn't that one of the one I'd think a vascular surgeon too? You can't just take your minimum medical shit. You got to keep taking all the specialty courses, right? AR overview. Thank you. Yeah, I'm AI overview. I would same thing. Chat GPT. I appreciate you looking that up though, girly girl. Listen, I'm a Chat GPT person. AI GPT. Okay, Dan says maybe drug use, and impropriety by doctor, and that's erratic behavior in court and bad neighborhood and killings. Yeah, I understand that, but do you realize people get unalived over child custody, finances? I mean, all the time. all the time. There's always something going on. Not to be off the subject too far, but in Tulsa, Oklahoma, just the other day, they had a huge fight in a divorce court in Tulsa County. It happens. And I got to pull it, but supposedly one of the attorneys hit somebody else. It got kind of crazy. So it can get crazy. Brian says he could have easily practiced much closer to his babies. Not necessarily. Hour and a half. Does anybody think an hour and a half is a far to drive for work? I mean, I'm here where Boeing is and Beach Aircraft and Learjet. And some of these people drive 3 hours to work and back. People in Texas that work for Department of the DOD, the prison system. I know people that drive 2 hours to get to work every morning, work a 12-hour shift and drive 2 hours to get home. That's to me, that's not uncommon. Not uncommon at all. Okay, Girly Girl just sent me something. Michael David McKee, a license number, medical doctor, license status expired March 6, 2023. And then we just did the family, not in family court over a dog. But I will say some people do go to family court over dogs, okay? Or over their animals. That's not unusual. And he had a license. One of these licenses says it just expired in June 30th, 2025 in Las Vegas. So, thank you, Girly Girl. Money, perhaps. I think money is a big motivator. First off, I think kids are a motivator. They had no kids, so I would say money. But that's just, listen, I'm just saying what I think. User, were you blown away by the wrong address, cop? Listen, let me just say this. It happens. We don't even know that if the dispatcher gave him the wrong address. He seemed like he was was in a good mood. He was whistling, he was singing, and he made a mistake. I mean, it sounded like to me during that call when somebody said there was bodies, he said, "Who found bodies?" Like at that point he realized he had made a mistake, but you're human. It happens. You know how many times the fire department ends up at the wrong house? It happens all the time. It's unfortunate, but it happens all the time. First responders have a very hard job. Very, very hard job. They can't be perfect, and they probably get paid the least amount of any career. Police officers, too. They don't get paid very good money to do what they do. Journey to get there. Well, they both earned $50,000 a year back then, so I read. $50,000 is not that much when you got college bills, when you got loans, college loans. Brian Rambles, what does tard mean? Like, I don't know. Police tard, police retard. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say that he's human and made a mistake. We don't even know if the dispatcher gave him the wrong address. Oh, do you think he was embarrassed that colleagues saw him singing? I don't think so. I mean, he never thought that, they take their body cams, they're always being filmed. Who thinks that it's going to be seen by somebody? Do I think he felt bad because he had been to the wrong address? Yeah, because I believe it's him that says, "Who found bodies? What bodies?" I think that was him. I don't think his singing had anything to do with him going to the wrong address. I think it's a pure human mistake that happened. But that's my opinion. Family tree now, okay. Well, I didn't go to grad school. How much do you think grad school costs? I bet it costs quite a bit. My youngest daughter, she was going to school to be an anesthesiologist, and she had a lot of college, okay? And she always said that she got her biochemist degree, and her classes was hard. But she said, "Mom, I want a career that will pay off my school loans, that I don't have to pay on them for the rest of my life." So that was her thought on it. But they've been divorced 8.5 years. We would have to see the divorce decree. What if What if she owed him money or something? Or what if he had to pay her money? Okay. And he has 10 years to do it. I don't know. I know a judge, as long as they agree, they can put anything in a divorce decree. So we'd have to see what the divorce decree says. Hawkeye says it's a long drive if you work in surrounding areas here. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Yes, 3 hours a day. So I'm curious, how big a town where the dental office is that he drives to? What's the population there? Has anybody looked that up? Because I'm just curious. Girly Girl says we drove 6 to 8 hours to work. Yeah. Well, Brian, you might not, but a lot of people would. A lot of people would. Like I said, Boeing is a pretty prominent job here, and some people drive from Kansas City. That's 3 hours away every day, and sometimes on weekends for the overtime. But they're not going to do that all their life. But that's where the money is. Where the money is. I mean, think about it. What if he had to work 2 jobs? What if a person has to work 2 jobs just to be where they're at right now? Or they could drive an hour and a half and make double the money. I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying. What if? What if? Exactly, Journey. People work where the money is. And also, I think we have to really take into account that he could have a non-compete clause. Could very well have a non-compete clause. It sounds like he has a non-compete clause to me. Yeah. Old don't have anything to do with it, you know? Boeing was around back when I was a kid. My grandfather, they drove for a long time from Oklahoma. He drove from Oklahoma to come to Kansas to work. Just saying, just because it's something you won't do, there's plenty of people that will do it. At Brian, I tard, you tard, we tard nation is what Noel says. We don't know if his parents had money. What does it matter if his parents had money? We don't know if he got any scholarships. I mean, to have that type of job that he had, all of them, they more than likely have school to pay for, college that they went to. It's okay, Brian. Hey, Chris Hughes. Hello, ladies. I'm almost done with Bible study. All right. What kind of Bible study? Nona says, I wonder if the couple and the ex all knew each other. Like all went to the college together at the same time. Very possible. But again, I haven't seen the paperwork, Nona. But the way I understand it, she met Spencer online. Even though they're in Columbus, she met Spencer online. And somebody else had said that she wasn't divorced from Michael when she started dating Spencer. I don't know. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. But it sounds like she's the one that wanted to get away from him. Tina says, I'm curious to how others got in the house that called 911. Maybe he got in because they forgot to lock the door, and no matter, the cop couldn't have done anything to help them. That's right. He couldn't have. He made mistakes. The way I understood it, there's not a gate to get through in the back. So you would have to jump the fence. Now, more will come out. The police will release more. But what if he did leave a back door open or something? And when the friend went over to check, and he said, I might have to break a window or something, he might have walked around the house, been able to get in the back door. We don't know if a neighbor come over and saw them there and maybe had a key or knew the passcode. I mean, there's been some wild stuff said. Somebody said that they had a key right under the mat. We don't know that, but it's been said. You're not old, Brian. Dan says Willie Sutton said that where the money is, he was a bank robber. Tina, I think they may not have locked the back. That could have been exactly where he left out, was the back. Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see exactly what the police say, what LE says. Tina says, Brian, that sounds more like than what I was thinking. Justified said, my dad worked for Boeing for over 34 years. Now my son is looking. We work there while he works on his engineering degree. So that's about a 45-minute drive. But yeah, people drive that far. Girly girl, we drove to Missouri, Nebraska, Colorado, and Oklahoma for a 6-figure income. Worth it at the time. Well worth it at the time. Yeah, well worth it at the time. That's right. Tina. Brian says, Tina, it's so scary though. Justify said, my son has an hour drive. Is it an hour? 45 minutes an hour? Yeah. He's young. He can do it. Tina says, yep, I can see that too. Brian says, y'all, I old. We did not do that 35 years ago. Bullshit. My grandparents did it, Brian. They did do it that long ago. Hey, Hop. I don't know who you are, but welcome in. Good to see you. Why is dude's head completely square? Maybe because his brain's that big? I don't know. It's just the way he's made. We're all made different. That's how God made us. Tina says, I'm liking this conversation. Listen, we just talk about it here. Listen, nobody in here has got wrong answers. Not all of us have the right answers. That's why we discuss it, right? I think we're just going to keep covering this. And when more comes out, we'll talk about it. Justified says, sorry, y'all. My grandkids are climbing all over me. It's all right. Journey says, Justified, you should have came to the hotel last night. Oh, Lordy. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. The fire alarm went up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was ear piercing. It was crazy. We didn't get any sleep last night. Oh, on a good note, I went to a birthday party. Okay? Went to a birthday party for my hosts. They had a drawing. They drew my number. I won $800 in free play. And the bad news is, I didn't get any money off that $800. So, yeah, I had $800 in free play, but I didn't make any money off that $800. It was such a letdown. Kids, a Lego man. Brian Ramble's Justified. Get him off. Haha. Hey, Eagle Stars and Stripes. Good to see you. Hello, hello. So I'm just curious, guys. We're just going to have to keep following it. Everybody's got good points. But, Brian, I'm just telling you, people drive where the money's at. If there's a non-compete, maybe that's why he did that. I don't know. Yeah, we had a blast. Listen, I took caramel popcorn. I took cheese. I took crackers. I took microwave popcorn. But Journey likes extremely dark coffee. Like where most people would use 2, she uses 4 scoops. But then she douses it with 2% milk. So then it gets cold. We didn't have a microwave. She couldn't get the coffee pot that was in the room to work right. But we had a good time. Yes, we had a good time. We was going to go sit in the hot tub, but then she didn't want Murphy barking. And when I went down to the hot tub, there was a bunch of kids. So changed my mind. All boys. Wait a minute. What was that? Justified. What do you mean all boys, Brian? Journey? That's so scary. Okay, I missed it. You just, oh yeah, your friends' kids? The ones you call your grandkids, right? Them boys? Well, your grandson's a boy too. I guess I didn't realize that she had all boys. It was a blast. Eagle. Justified. Funny. Dan, like camping. That's right. Hi, Eagle. So anyway, we'll just keep following this. This has been a great conversation. I do want to cover something else that we had went over. We are rocking with rock. That's right. We are rocking with rock. As a matter of fact, there is a young man, 12-year-old, that's been missing out of Oklahoma. And if you follow my community page, there was a missing, and it's a channel on Facebook. I'm not going to throw them out there again. But they had put in there that the kid was found, okay, and that he was getting medical treatment. This was a couple days ago. And then they still did a vigil. They were still looking. It's like, what the hell? So I went back because I had posted it in my community page. Well, actually, I'm just going to show it to you. It's going to be easier to show it to you because I found this crazy. Anyway, this kid's been missing. Let me just do it this way. Check this out. I put it on regular posts here. Okay. Anyway, he's been found, and we're going to go over that. But thank you, Lord. He's been found. He's alive. Okay. Right here. Missing and murdered out of Oklahoma City and in Chickashaw on 1/8. Now, mind you, they're saying this kid was just found at noon today. Update 1/8/2026 update. Ryan R.J. Davis, who vanished from Chickashaw, Oklahoma, has been located and is getting care for his injuries he received, but he is alive and will not be going back to that home again. The parents got arrested for child abuse. We want to thank everyone who took the time to share Ryan's story, and we pray he has a quick recovery. And then they took this back off. And now they supposedly just found the kid today. So where did they get this information? They're usually really good at. I was like, what is going on here? Okay. Oh, and you guys are going to get to see Hunter, good old Hunter from OSBI. I'm going to bring up this news clip, the briefing that they had. Let me get it for you. So yeah, I felt like I published false news because they took it back off of there. I was like, what is going on? Okay. Got to have some good news, right? Some good news. Oh, and I want OSBI had put a thing out today at noon, and they thanked everybody, but they didn't thank United Navy, Cajun Navy out of Texas and Cajun Navy out of Oklahoma, and that is who found the boy. They thanked all the troopers, FBI, they thanked everybody, but they didn't find the two guys that actually went and found this kid. And they can't release a whole lot, but the two guys that found him said that he was not out in the elements. He was inside a building. But I wanted to show, here it is. Right? Thank God. Thank God for these guys going and looking for him. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to be mean, but Ellie's been on this case for over 10 days. See the guy in the yellow and the guy in the green and the guy in the blue? That's who found him. That is the Cajun Army or Cajun Navy. But anyway, they've been on this case for over 10 days, LE. And these guys show up today and find the kid and get him out of there, wherever he was. They're not releasing exactly where he was.
All right, is everybody ready?
Okay, I'll go show it here in a minute.
Pretty good to go. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm the Public Information Manager with the OSBI. And after days of searching, after hope and prayer, we can say that the outcome that we were all hoping for has come true. RJ Davis was found safe. He's doing well. And
Brian, we kind of stopped on the other one because we don't know if it was a rental. I don't think it's been released whether Michael had drove a rental or not. So we're kind of at a point where there's just no answers for the questions we have now. But keep asking because I'm writing them down as you're saying it.
This has been several days now for us, for our law enforcement partners, for our search groups, and everybody involved that has stepped up. The minute that we put out that we had a 12-year-old boy who was missing in this area, in Chickashaw, in Grady County, Caddo County, of all the areas that we were looking, you're talking about hundreds of people who came forward and did everything they could, working day in, day out, to make sure that everywhere that was possible to be searched was. And we're talking about groups of people that just cared. They didn't know who this boy was, exactly the full story, but they still stepped up and did everything that they could to make sure that this young man was found safe. What we can say is that today around noon, one of the local groups, United Cajun Navy, these gentlemen who are here behind me, located this 12-year-old child. He was found in Caddo County near Cement. And when they located him, they, of course, brought him in, made sure that he was okay. And then at that point, he was checked out by first responders, by law enforcement, where he is doing well at this time. I can't even begin to explain to you again our appreciation for all.
Now, if you're just tuning in, this kid, I believe he ran away. His parents, his mom and stepdad, has been arrested for some pretty big charges, child abuse and some other things. The sheriff in that area will be on. This is Hunter. He's just a spokesperson for OSBI, Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. But the sheriff gets on here and says that AJ will not be going back with his mom and the stepdad. Now, I appreciate him saying that, and I hope he fights it all the way. But does LE even make that choice? I thought a judge does that. I don't want him to go back there either. But I've never seen an LE say, well, I can guarantee you, I promise he's not going back there. You'll see. I wish they had that kind of power, but they don't.
These groups who contacted us, not just these men behind me, but I mean, they can attest to. I mean, there were people who were working around the clock, searching different areas, calling us, hey, we checked here. What about this area as well? And so these local groups here, they are the heroes.
I don't know. The stepdad was on Facebook, okay, and he put a bunch of comments, and one of them was, he said, maybe we can recover him. Like, when you hear the word recovery, like, you no longer are looking for a live body, right? And I think that's what caught their eye too. I thought that AJ maybe had passed too, because the stepdad said, we are now trying to recover him. Really weird to say that
during this. And the
right.
fact that we found this young boy safe is the ultimate goal, and we appreciate that.
What did
the
OSBI
child's
do? I'm just curious.
Biological mother and stepfather that we had talked about remain in the Caddo County Jail at this time on multiple child abuse complaints. That has not changed. The district attorney's office will continue to process those charges. And so when those charges become official, when that happens, I will let everyone know. But we can assure you, RJ was found safe, and at this point, he will not go back to that property. He will not go back to those parents. The OSBI, the Chickashaw Police Department, we're going to work closely with DHS to make sure that RJ is put into a safe home, which he deserves at this time moving forward, of course. So
thank God that's not what it was.
That's going to be the plan as we move forward. But at this time, again, we appreciate everybody, local law enforcement, Chickashaw Police, Grady County Sheriff's Office, Caddo County Sheriff's Office, OHP.
Listen, I'm with you guys too. When the stepdad said, maybe we can recover him, I was like, whoa, that's dark. Like, did they do something to him? And they was searching the property like they were searching for somebody that was not alive. So thank goodness they did find him. You know, unfortunately, we have a guy that's been missing. He's 30 years old, out of Wichita by Lake Afton. His girlfriend dropped him off. It was really cold. No phone, no nothing. I even went out and searched. Many of us searched. Couldn't find him. Yesterday, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, a body was floating at Lake Afton. It was a male. They're not releasing anything. This is the thing about social media that does bother me, is his mother was finding out about this body floating there at the same time the rest of us, all of us, because of social media. That's the one bad thing about social media. You know, usually they have a police officer, you know, or a chaplain come talk to you. Some people's reading it on Facebook, and that's just heartbreaking. But anyway, we don't know if it's in yet or not, so we've got to wait and see. But yes, thank you for this one, and the kid's all right.
District 6 Task Force, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Everybody did a tremendous job contacting the OSBI, making sure that we had the resources necessary as this search progressed forward. So we appreciate everybody that was a part of this. And I'm going to let Chief say a few words real quick.
I like
I'll
this.
make mine really short. About a week ago, roughly, when we held the first press conference, I asked for the media's help and we got it. How I know that to be true is where I met and spoke with RJ. When I was hugging him, he said, "Hey, I saw you on the news." So
I want to say this too, the media, whether it be mainstream or whether it be YouTube, just getting stuff out there and making people aware. You never know when you're going to run into somebody that they're looking for or that needs help.
what you did worked. Thank you. RJ is safe. He is sound. And we stand by our promise. He will not go back to that property. Thank you.
All right. Any follow-up questions?
Can you tell us where exactly he was found? I know you kind of mentioned it, but I guess where he's been this whole entire time. Do we know?
So that's still going to be part of this investigation for us. No, we're not sure exactly how he got from downtown Chickashaw to Caddo County exactly. But we know that he made his way there. I mean, we have to remember too, it's been over a week since this search began. And so he found a way to make it back to where his property was or close to it. And so it's in Caddo County near Cement, near where that property was.
Was this near where all of us were yesterday for that big search party by the lake? Or was it in vicinity to that?
It's close to there. I would have to relook at where exactly it was. I know when we got calls, we had several groups looking in several different areas in Caddo and Grady counties. And so this would have been closer where he was found to where his parents' property was there in Caddo County.
How is RJ doing now that he was found? Does he have any injuries? Is he recovering well?
He's doing well. We're still processing him. Medical staff is still looking at him, but
whose property it was.
What we've been able to tell so far, he is doing great.
What's next for him? Do you know, once he's released from the hospital, who's going to have custody of him? Who is he going to go home to?
So he is in state custody at this time, and OSBI is going to work with DHS moving forward. So there are still, we still have to go through that entire process. So that is unknown, but we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that he is at a safe home.
Is there any chance we could hear from you guys, talk about what it took to find this and what it means to you guys to know that you found this boy and that everybody's been searching for him?
Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, Yippee says yes, DHS was, listen, I think DHS failed in the Veronica Butler case. I think they had a big to do with it. I'm not going to go into details about it, but I am not very fond of DHS anywhere in any state. I think that whole system needs revamped. Seems like to me that these private companies are making a killing on getting people to do foster kids. We had a neighbor, and they were drunks. I'm not even gonna lie, and they put me down as a reference because they wanted to be a foster care, and I did not give a very good reference. And they got babies and all kinds of stuff. At 3 o'clock in the morning, had them babies outside, and the neighbors called the cops, and they still was able to keep the kids. You know what they did? They just moved away from here.
Well, it's been pretty exciting for us, to say the least. Long morning, very long morning. We had a little plan where we kind of thought he was. We pulled a big search group out.
Okay, Brian.
Kind of distracted them and kind of let it that area get quiet. And then these two guys went in there and they were the ones that actually located him and brought him to safety. And then we got the cops involved. To say we're excited is an understatement. I mean, we've been on plenty of these. It's been the other way. So when you get to bring one home, it's pretty rewarding. It's quite the high.
Was he outdoors in a shelter? Can you talk about?
He was indoors. I don't know with the investigation. I don't know what I can say. That's up to these gentlemen, but he was indoors.
Was this like an on foot search? Did you use drones? Can you talk to us about?
It was on foot. It was on foot.
Was he alone?
Yes.
We were told by volunteers searching that, he had experience with camping in the outdoors. Do you think that helped him stay alive through these past few days?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, from what the little bit I was told from the first aid that the nurse that was
Okay,
there.
let me say this. Nobody offended Brian in any way. Brian don't let a lot of cases get to him. Idaho 4's one that he's really followed, and then the dentist one. So no, he just he can't set up a whole lot, and he has to type, and that takes him a lot to type. He's got that spine problem. So no, he's not offended. He loves everybody. You didn't offend him.
That kind of worked on him a little bit, said he was in, for all things considered, in really good health. So I mean, he knew where the water was, he knew where his food was, and so he came through it pretty well.
Did he have any supplies or any gear on him?
Not on him, but he had it readily available.
Do you think he had any assistance while he was out? Or
That I couldn't tell you.
We'll let everybody get their questions. Can you just walk me through the moments when you made contact with him, what that was like? What was his reaction? Did he have tears? Was he?
That's you guys.
He gave us a hug. We told him that he was safe and nobody was going to harm him anymore.
Yeah.
And he gave us a big hug and he was ready to go eat some pizza.
Yeah.
So his spirits were up.
Yes, ma'am.
He was visibly shaken, terrified, but overall, he was a tough kid.
Was he terrified because maybe he didn't know who you all were, and then once he realized it was safe?
I think there was that. He did end up revealing himself to us while we were still kind of clearing an area to make it safer to look in depth. And he came out with his hands up. So after we both laid eyes on him, it was like, RJ? But
What were his first words to you when you guys made contact with him?
I'm sorry.
He was real apologetic.
Yeah.
Do you think he was in trouble?
I think he was more
Worried about going home. Didn't want to go back.
upset that we were out there looking for him. You know, kids in that kind of environment, they kind of learn that anytime the attention's on you.
I know, it made the hair
it's a
on my
bad thing.
arm stand up.
So we just kept reassuring him.
Would you describe him as humble?
Incredibly. Yeah.
Yep.
My question for you, during this whole time, you all were optimistic that you would find him, and, everyone kind of had concerns like,
Right.
Is he alive? Is he not? What made you all optimistic? Was it something specific?
Well, I think that, like I had stated whenever we did this press conference on Thursday, that there was nothing that showcased to us that he was dead. And because of that, we knew when he had gone missing in his last sighting, we knew that it had been several days and that, time was the essence, that we had to find him. But based on everything that we were able to gather, nothing showed us that he was not alive, or that he was still alive. And so because of that, it gave us hope, and we knew that there was a good chance that he was still out there, that he just needed help. And so because of that, we did everything we could to still look over everything we could to see where he might have gone. And because of that, that's why we had that hope that he was going to be found alive.
Hunter, if I could just double check with you super quick. We were all at that vigil a few days ago, and we all spoke to this man who claimed to be his biological father. Will this man be back in the picture? Do we know if this man is his biological father? Will he be put into this man's custody?
Again, so it's that, like I said, that whole process is going to be working with DHS as we move forward. So we're just not sure. We're going to find the best home for him moving forward for this child. And so however that's going to look, we're going to do what we can to ensure that he's put in the right home.
I know it's only been barely a couple of hours since he's been found and taken to the hospital, but has he kind of revealed any new information to y'all about maybe what his home life was like, or is that just something you're going to wait for overtime?
Not at this time. Like I told you guys, when we made the arrest of his biological mom and his stepdad last week, those were findings, obviously, that we were able to gather of why those arrests had occurred at that time. So nothing new since then, besides working with the DA to see what charges will be filed. But like I told you guys before, the evidence that we found was clear that there was harm done to this child and that the parents were responsible for that harm. And so them being booked is what's going to be best for this child. And we're extremely grateful, of course, that he was found in good spirits and that he's going to be okay. And to see how this child thrives now moving forward because of this is going to be tremendous for everybody involved.
Did you see an increase in tips when you announced that there was going to be a reward if he was brought in safe and okay?
George, the tips never, we can't really, it's hard because we received several tips even before we had put that out. It certainly helped, but it never stopped. So even if people weren't on foot looking, they were still calling us. I mean, people were on social media doing what they could to gather as much information as they could. Like I told you, we were working around the clock, following up on all of those tips. Even if it didn't help us find the child necessarily, we were still grateful. And so nonstop, we received several tips from people in Chickashaw, Grady, and Caddo County that were trying to do what they could to say, hey, maybe this is something you guys haven't looked at before.
Now, Hunter, a big question I have is, it was this organization that came in and found RJ, and we had that miracle earlier today. And I understand when we were all talking with you folks, you said, there's organizations doing their investigation, their search. You guys are doing your investigation, your search. Looking back on what the outcome was, are you guys going to assess how you collaborate with the community and other organizations when it comes to projects, missions like this one?
Yes, I think that every case you can learn something new, and there's something that always arises from different cases. This is one that involved a lot of different people and large search parties over multiple days. And so the way that we collaborate with everybody involved is something that that I believe we did a great job with. But it's something that can get better, of course, as we move forward. But again, when you're talking about a search like this, with the amount of people, this is a bit rare with how many people were involved. But we appreciate everybody's help again as this happened. And like you guys had seen, because of the different people who stepped up and helped, that's how this child was ultimately found.
Chief, can I ask to hear from you maybe one more time about what does this mean to you? I can tell that it's been weighing on you heavily this whole week, and just now I'm sure it's very emotional to know that he has been found and brought to you guys, but also to know that your community came together to find this boy. What does that mean to you as a police chief?
I mean, we have a very, very supportive community, regardless of what it is. I think the important thing is our community, regardless of socioeconomics, regardless of race, creed, regardless, they came together because a 12-year-old needed help. To me, that's what's important. Whether it was news media, social media, the fake posts and all that junk that I shared with Hunter over the last week, being able to speak with a couple of the aunts, other family members, trying to say, okay, what can I do personally? So, the fact that I'd never seen and or heard of these three men until about two and a half hours ago, that's incredible to me. Somebody somewhere contacted them somehow, and they came to aid our community. That's what's important. So it means a lot. It means a lot. It means a lot from our patrolmen, our detectives, our administration, our civilian personnel, because everybody hurts. Some just show it more than others.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
One more question for you, Hunter.
Yep.
You guys had mentioned that RJ did see on the news, on social media, that people were looking for him. Did he have a cell phone on him? And if so, did you guys try tracking that at all as part of the investigation?
No, I mean, from our knowledge, no. Obviously, what was with him or around him, we can't really release a lot of that at this time. But in terms of phones, whatever that we could grab our hands on or find out that was in the area, we tried our best to use all the resources that we had to find him or find out where he might have gone during this process. And so, but specifically what was with him or around him, we just can't go into detail on that.
Did they have to say what he might have been eating for a week?
No, we still, I mean, right now, the main goal is to find him, and we found him. You know, I know a lot of people are curious how he got there, you know, what was going on during this week time or this week process. But, you know, that's something we're still going to be looking into. But to us, all that matters is this child was found safe, and he's going to be, he's going to have a great life moving forward.
So we don't know if he was necessarily in contact with anybody else. How it was.
No, we're not sure yet.
Just want to confirm which police chief and your name.
Go ahead, sir.
The proper spelling of my first name is Goebel, Goebel, last name Music.
And police chief.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else?
Do we know when he's going to be released from the hospital? Did you guys notice when you found him? Did he have any marks or any signs of abuse?
I mean, again, we're not going to be able to release that at this time. We can say that he is healthy. He is in good spirits. Like we said, he is still going to get, you know, processed and make sure that he is, that everything else is good. But I mean, going into specifics, we just can't go into that yet.
Did anybody else help that we should know about? Was the FBI involved in this?
Yes. Yep. FBI, OHP, Grady County Sheriff's Office, Caddo County Sheriff's Office, District 6 Task Force, and all the groups, of course, that helped out. So
Was CMET PD involved?
I believe they might have helped. So yes.
Was he taken to this hospital?
I can't release that. Yeah. Is everybody okay? Everybody's good? Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Good thing I got Journey in the basement. She said I'm muted. So what I was saying is I want you guys to see this. You know, kudos to everybody that goes out and helps when there's somebody missing, or you know, gives a little bit of your time, because there's not enough LE to do it all. I realize that. It takes everybody. Okay, let me show you this. And thank you, Journey. When I talk a lot, I start coughing, so okay. See if this was it. They had put out a release. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Check this out. Oh, that's not it either. RJ was located safe this afternoon. The OSBI appreciates all our local law enforcement partners and search groups who assisted us throughout the week. We will provide updates when they become available. You know, the other thing is, I hope, because there was a reward, I hope that reward does go to Cajun Navy, you know, so that they can help in other cases. Okay. Well, they erased it now. Okay, I'll post it on my main page. But they thanked every law enforcement, but never in the original post they didn't thank Cajun Navy at all. They are angels, and I want to show you something else too. And then we're going to talk about Veronica and Jillian just briefly, but let me show you this too. I'm going to let you guys see it. Gonna let you see it. Okay. Let me share the screen. Let's do this while I'm pulling up something else. I'm gonna let you see the words to this too. This is not very long.
Quiet street in Ohio, snow on the lawn. White coats hanging where
hold
the
on, it's
lights
the wrong
gone.
one.
A dentist
We already played this one.
a healing
Hold on.
hand, a life built up, a future plan. She stood beside him, heart held tight.
That was the one for the Oklahoma or Ohio dinner.
Yeah. Under Oklahoma skies, a town held its breath. A little name on every heart, every prayer we said. R.J. Davis, just a child, lost in the night. Candles in the windows, faith holding tight. Mama's praying, daddy's pacing floors, hope knocking loud on heaven's door. God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. When the fear feels heavy and the night misunderstands the good. Hands joined together, every state line crossed. God is good all the time, no matter what it costs. From the mayors and the back roads, they answered the call. Boats, boots, and brave hearts, they gave it their all. Cajun Navy rolling in from Oklahoma, Texas lines. Strangers by name, the family in the fight. No spotlight needed, no glory chased, just love in action, amazing grace. God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. In the muddy waters and the sleepless woods, when hope was fading, they never quit. God is good all the time, every single bit. Thank you for the miles, the prayers, the tears, for standing strong against our fears. When one child's missing, we all stand tall. That's what heroes do, they answer the call. God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. RJ's story, written faith and brotherhood. From Oklahoma plains to Texas shorelines, God is good. and love still shines. So we say thank you, loud and true, to the Cajun Navy and the hearts who knew that every child is worth the fight. God is good all the time, every day, every night. Whoa, yeah, every night. Whoa, yeah.
And I'm muted. Girly Girl says Cajun Navy was the search team who was threatened while looking for Sebastian Rogers. Yippee says those 3 men from Cajun Navy are angels. Yes, they are. The thing is, people's taking their time out to go and look. But like the sheriff said, even the false stuff that was reported, it brought attention to the case. Okay? We don't like to see false reports at all. But at least people were talking about it. Okay? Just at least they were talking about it. And I said, Noel, my grandfather, the same way. He would say, I love you all the time. All the time. Not just part of the time. I love you all the time. Tina says that Girly Girl, Riley Strand's parents aren't a fan. I followed the Riley Strand's case. They didn't like Chris either from, gosh, I haven't watched that channel in a long time. But, he took his drones out there, and that detective went out there, and they're the ones that found Riley's phone. Listen, if somebody's given their time to try to help you, just kind of got to go with it, right? And yes, I love the music too. Yippee says, "Wow, Rock, what a great song you made." Yeah, I liked it too. Kind of made me tear up, actually, because a lot of people go out there and do things like these guys, okay, and it's usually their own money and stuff. Yeah, if they get donations, great. It can help buy better equipment and stuff. Sometimes they don't even get a thank you, and I want to make sure that they know that they're needed. Like I said, Ellie, you can't do it all. There you go, Noel. My dad would always say, I love you all the time, old pal. There you go. Let's see here. Love it. Okay. No offense taken. Yeah, Bright Guy's good. A lot of creators don't have patience with Brian. We love Brian. We realize he's got to type a lot, and I never get frustrated with him. Hawkeye says, love you, Brian. Have a blessed night. Unmute. Yes, I listen. Rock needs to get some sleep, huh? I'm forgetting to unmute. God bless you at Rock. God bless all you. You guys are the reason I keep doing what I do. So there you go. Love to you too. And yes, it does take a village. It takes everybody. Don't misunderstand. That was the first time I heard of them. I have no disrespect. No, listen, not only that, you know what I'm saying? We all learn from mistakes too. Maybe they went into that case real strong headed or was having a bad day and rubbed the family wrong. Maybe the family, they're so distraught that they took things wrong. Listen, it could go many ways. But in general, I think they're all good. And I think they're trying to do it for the best that they can. I feel like all creators too, they're really trying to help. But there is some creators out there that's just doing it for clicks and views, period. It is what it is. I'm not going to go around the bush about it. Journey says, show the video of the 3 a.m. alarm video on my other channel before you go. Yes, I will. Let me pull that up. I'll pull it up right now. I also want to show you guys. Well, let me show you this real quick, and I will pull that up. I promise. Let me show you this. So, Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly, all the paperwork's been done. So they're going to get some markers put on 95 with their names on it. One thing that I found that was really cool, this is why everybody's important and it's awesome. They opened the, oh, hold on. I've got to do it again. Anyway, they opened the GoFundMe, and within 4 days, they made what they wanted for the signs. That's awesome. That's very awesome. Okay, here's the GoFundMe. It's in Veronica's aunt's name. LaDonna Thompson, which is Clint's sister. They was only trying to raise $1,800. They got $2,300. And that video we watched the other night of Clint, he said if there was any extra money, he wanted to get footprints, some stones. So it looks like they got the money to do that. Kudos to them and everybody that donated. That's just awesome. Awesome, awesome. So I wanted to share that with you. Let me pull up Journey's other channel and show you. Listen, I'm going to give you a warning now. It's very ear piercing. As a matter of fact, I thought they were still going off when she was playing her video. I thought it was still going off because it was that loud. Okay, let me pull it up. All right.
Fire alarm. Fire alarm going off at 3 o'clock in the morning on Murphy's Travels. Murphy's ready. He's ready to go. What do you think, Murphy? Should we stay or should we go now? Should we stay or should we go now? If I stay, there might be trouble. What? What, Murphy? It's the fire alarm, Murphy. Not the smoke detector. It's the fire alarm. What do you think's gonna happen? See flashing lights. See something? Let me see out the window. There's nothing going on. Damn. Yeah. So much for a peaceful night. Oh, the alarm's gone off now. What the hell?
So, hold on. So I got to tell you guys something. So we had a smoking room, okay? And I had smoked a cigarette. I thought it was a smoke alarm, okay? I'm standing on the bed and I'm thinking, how did the smoke alarm go off over a cigarette, right? This is a smoking room. Journey can testify to this. I grabbed this plastic, it was a laminated piece of paper, and I'm standing on the bed and I'm waving in front of the smoke alarm, trying to get the damn smoke alarm to stop. I didn't realize it was the whole building at that point. At that point, I did not realize it was the whole building. Oh, it's so funny. Let's watch this too. This is when you did a couple of videos. Downtown Wichita. Poor Murphy. I think we're out. That's where the planes, but they didn't have the fire going. And Journey's right. I did say, because I was trying to fan that damn smoke alarm. I said, call downstairs to see, if it's a false alarm. We didn't see anybody running out or anything. Out by Mulvane, by the, Yeah, we never went to sleep. That's where we stayed. And I think you got one more, right? Wasn't there one more? Let's see here. Oh yeah. So when me and Rick went to the birthday party, Journey and Murphy was in the room. There it was. There was Murphy. So anyway, I think Journey enjoyed getting out of the house a bit. I mean, even though the fire alarm went off, it sucked, but the rest of it was good. Other than she should have took her coffee pot. Anyway, let's see here. We will go live Tuesday. We always. Oh yes, Murphy is. Listen, let me tell you about that little shit. He's got an infatuation with toes, and I don't like to wear socks and shoes. And he keeps trying to lick my toes. It drives me crazy. It drives me really crazy. Yes, go check out Murphy's Travels. Hawkeyes was kind enough to always link it. Also, make sure you go check out Hawkeye's channel. Hawkeyes Loves Nature. Anyway, if some more things really no, he's all over my feed. It drives me crazy. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, make sure you check out Hawkeye's channel. Hawkeyes, thank you so much for linking all the channels in here. You're awesome. We love you. All right. So, unless something new breaks tomorrow, then we'll be live Tuesday. Tuesday and Thursdays is usually pretty much a given unless I got something going on at 7 o'clock. So, but this Thursday I'm going to have something going on. So, I'll be going live Tuesday and then we'll decide when we're going to do it again. Yes, thank you, Hawkeyes. Is that why you don't like his whistle, Journey? Is that why? Is that why? Also, I want to show you guys this on the way out. I did a song for the girls the other day for Jillian and Veronica. Let's just play it. A piece of 95. Everybody, much
They
love.
left Kansas with the sun still low. 2 hearts strong on a panhandle road. Just another drive, just miles to go. No one knew what the night would hold. 4 corners where the wind don't sleep, where the prairie keeps its secrets deep. Headlights cut through the Oklahoma plain, but some roads remember pain. The earth stood still, the silence cried. 2 names echoed across that line. Now a piece of 95 carries their names, written in steel, written in pain. Veronica and Jillian don't fade away. Every mile remembers that day. Let the
Love you
highway
too.
say what we can't say. Love don't die, it just marks the way. Candles burned in the cold night air. Prayers were whispered everywhere. Mothers, daughters, sisters, friends, asking God how this world bends. From Hugoton down that lonely stretch, justice chased what it couldn't fetch. But memory's louder than any crime, and truth outlives time. Where they fell, we stand tall. You can't erase them, you can't let them fall. Now a piece of 95 carries their names, written in steel, written in pain. Veronica and Jillian don't fade away. Every mile remembers that day. Let the highway say what we can't say. Love don't die, it just marks the way. Let every driver slow their pace. Read the sign, feel the grace. 2 lives stolen, not in vain. Their story rides the rain. If you hear the wind when you pass through, that's a road remembering too. Yeah, a piece of 95 stands as proof that truth survives. That love's the truth. Veronica Butler, Jillian Kelly, your name's right strong. Your light stays steady on Oklahoma ground, forever live in the heart of the road. A piece of 95. So drive on slow, say their names. Some roads are built for more than lanes.
Yes, Tina, I hope you do come back. I hope you enjoyed your time here. We enjoyed having you. As always, the Rock Chalk family, we love everybody here. We enjoy everybody. Hope you come back. I think you'll find this channel is small, but we're all a family, and we love it that way. I don't want a big channel. I like the fact that I can sit here and I can call everyone out, talk to them, get to all your comments. That's important to me. That's very important to me. Okay, so we're out of here. One song on the way out. Much love, everybody. See you Tuesday. Unless there's some breaking stuff on the dentist tomorrow, we'll cover it. Much love.
Allen Fieldhouse lighting up tonight. Lawrence, Kansas, stand up. This is Jayhawk basketball. Let's go. Let's go.
Thanks, everybody. Take care, Tina.
One-way ticket. One-way ticket. One-way ticket to the moon. One-way ticket. One-way ticket. One-way ticket to the moon. One-way ticket. One-way ticket. One-way ticket to the moon. Choo-choo train trucking down the track. Mirror ball glow, never looking back. Rocks online, lights on the screen. Late night rhythm, living the dream. Bye-bye doubt, no ties to break.
All right, Tina, we'll see ya.
Journey rolling where the highway hums. Chasing stars where tomorrow comes. Roll right past Lonesome Town. Heartbreak cold and slow us down. No tears fall, just the groove. Dancing forward, changing the mood. One-way ticket, one-way ticket, one-way ticket to the moon. One-way ticket, one-way ticket, one-way ticket to the moon. One-way ticket.
One-way ticket.
One-way ticket.
One-way ticket.
One-way ticket to the moon. Choo-choo beat with a four on the floor. Midnight city begging for more. Rockets upload, the night lights up. Journey drives till the sun comes up. Take that ride where the starlight stays. Far from yesterdays. No goodbye, no sad tune, just forward motion to the moon. One-way ticket to the moon.
Much love, Jezebel Witch. Hey, I'm out of here, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you Tuesday. Much love. Take care, Jezebel Witch. Much love listening from the beginning. All right. They did find AJ, so it's a good one. Catch you guys later.